Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alicia and I share beauty and lifestyle videos, so I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. But today I'm going to be showing y'all how I got this really pretty summer makeup look using drugstore products. So if y'all want to see how I got it and what products I use, then just keep watching. So I hardly ever wear face primer, to be honest with y'all, but I got this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer and I thought this would be a great video to try it out for y'all. I did a mini Ulta haul and shared that I got this, so I'm just going to apply it with my hands. So the consistency is a lot different than I thought. I figured it would be more kind of silicone-y feeling, if that makes sense. But it was kind of more, not really liquidy, but creamier than I thought. It does feel really nice, so I guess we will see how it makes the foundation look. So for foundation, I'm using the L'Oreal Skin Paradise Water Infused Tinted Moisturizer. That is a mouthful. So it's going to have more of a sheer to light coverage, but I have really been loving that type of coverage lately. And this is definitely one of my new favorite foundations, tinted moisturizers. And I got a darker shade because I did do a first impressions on this back when I think it was maybe in the spring, so I needed a darker color and I haven't tried this one yet, so hopefully it matches. But I will link that video down below in the description box if y'all want to check it out. I give a more in-depth review and like a first impressions on it, but you can obviously tell that I love it. But if you want a little bit more information about it, and this does have an SPF 19, so I thought it would be perfect for this summer makeup video. Oh, that looks pretty dark and pretty orange, so I'm gonna keep going with it because maybe once it blends in with my skin. No. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is orange. Okay, I already put it on most of my face, so I'm just gonna keep going with it, and I'm actually gonna put my lighter one on top of it, so hopefully it will tone down the orange. Okay, so hopefully putting the lighter one on top will tone down the orange. Whew, that seems to be working. Okay, that looks a lot better. So you can see how it gives a really pretty glow. I am going to set it with a powder though, because I get pretty oily throughout the day, so that will kind of tone down the dewiness, but it will still kind of show through, if that makes sense. So for my concealer, this is, I think, the only thing that's not going to be drugstore because I have to use my Shape Tape, but I have heard a lot of people say that the e.l.f. Camo Concealer is really good and a Shape Tape dupe, but in my opinion, nothing compares to Shape Tape. So I am going to go ahead and use that along with my Tarte CC Under Eye Corrector, because I have terrible dark circles. Okay, I lied. I did use my Laura Mercier setting powder, but I do have a setting powder that is a dupe for Hourglass that is from the drugstore. It is from Essence. This is the Pure Nude Highlighter in the shade Be My Highlight. So if you want a kind of dewy setting powder, you could use this, or you can use it as a highlighter. And I am going to use this under my eyes to kind of help with the bags and the darkness. So this is also by Essence and it is their Brighten Up Banana Powder. For bronzer, I'm using the Milani Baked Bronzer in the shade Dolce 09. And then another really good drugstore bronzer is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. I will link all the products that I use and talk about down below in the description box if y'all want to check any of them out. The blush is also by Milani, one of the baked blushes. This is the shade Rose d'Oro 02. But it is a really pretty kind of peachy gold shimmery color. And it is one of my new favorite blushes. It is so pretty. I mean, look at that. It's not glitter, it's a really pretty sheen, so it just makes your cheeks glow. Hopefully you can see it. For highlighter, I wanted to show y'all this one because it is a dupe for the Anastasia and Amrezy highlighter that they no longer sell. It was limited edition. So here is this one. So you can see the Anastasia is a little bit more gold, but on the skin they look very similar. And this one I think is around $8. And I can't remember now, but I think this was like 28, maybe in the 20s or 30s, I think. Plus, like I said, this is no longer available, and if it is, it's going to be ridiculously priced because it's going to be on like a resale site. But this one is by LA Colors, and it's one of their strobing illuminating powders, and this is the shade Champagne. Ooh. Look at that. So what I do whenever I get too much highlighter, too much blush, too much bronzer, I take a stippling brush and I just go over it and blend it out. It is very lightweight and it's not dense at all, so it doesn't take any of the product off. It just kind of buffs it. So I will kind of buff it together, and it just kind of tones down the product. And then I am gonna go back in with the blush because I got it kind of on the blush, and that way it will kind of tone it down as well and just help blend it all together. So for brows, I was gonna use my Tarte brow pencil, but I forgot I had this one by Milani. It is the Weekend Brow Eyebrow Tint, and it is one of those like markers. And I know I've tried this, but I can't remember what I thought about it, so I'm gonna try that. But one that I forgot about that I really liked was the Maybelline Brow Precise Micro Crayon, and I obviously liked this one and I was gonna use it, but it is completely out. If you can see, like, it is all the way rolled up, and I guess I just kept it so I would know the product. But it is a really skinny pencil, and I have been liking those lately because I feel like it can look more natural because it gives like the hair-like strokes. So I'm gonna go with the Milani one and try it again, and we will see. Like I said, I forgot what I thought about this one. So my tip with pens like this is have a very, very light hand, especially in the front. And then another tip is go the direction your hair naturally goes. So in the front, go up and down, and then as the hairs kind of turn sideways, then you can turn, but still do, like, don't just draw it, if that makes sense. I did on my arch, but then like the rest of the brow still do little hair strokes. So if you want your brows to look, I feel like it makes them look really natural, and I feel like it kind of makes them look microbladed. So yeah, I actually really like this. So for my eyeshadow, I am going to be using a Morphe palette, and the only drugstore that you can get it is Ulta, but it is on the drugstore side and it is more affordable. It is, I think, $25 23 or 25, but look how huge it is. So you get all these colors, and I know they are pretty bright, but I'm going to show you how to do a really simple look and add one of these pretty teal colors for a pop of color, but not be too bold and too bright. This is one of my favorite tricks to use color without being too bold. So first I'm taking the shade Alfresco and placing it all over my lid. That way it kind of sets where I put the concealer, and then it also gives me a really good base for my eyeshadow. So I want to keep my lid pretty neutral, so I'm going in with the shade Sandbar and just building it. I always suggest starting with a little bit of color and building it because it's easier to build than to take away. And I just keep adding and adding until it's as dark as I want. So I'm putting it in my natural crease and going up because I do have hooded eyes, meaning whenever I relax and look forward, you can't see my natural crease, so I have to kind of create my own. And then what I always like to do when I'm done building is take a clean fluffy brush and just go over the edges because it just buffs it out. That way there are no harsh lines. So I just went back in with the shade Alfresco, which is what I used as my base, just to carve out my lid because I'm going to use a shimmer shade, which is called Champagne on Ice. And then I'm also going to wet my brush to make it stand out a little bit more. Make it a little brighter. See how it makes it pop a little bit more? And I'm just using a setting spray. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for my lid, I think. Now I'm going to go in with a pop of color for my lower lash line, and that's also what I'm going to do for my lower waterline liner instead of using like a pencil liner like I normally do. So I think I'm going to use one of these teals, but that is the great thing about having a neutral lid is you can use any of these colors. Normally I would go for a pink, but I want this to be a really summery look, and to me these teals just look like summer. So I think I want to do one of the glitters, maybe this Coastline Cruise in my inner corner, and then one of the mattes for my lower lash line. But that Island Hop is really pretty too, so I don't know, they're all so pretty. Okay, what I think I'm gonna do is use this shade Infinity Pool for my liner. So I'm just gonna take a flat liner brush like this. Okay, I'm honestly mixing like 4 colors because I can't decide. Look at that. I love it. Okay, so now I'm going to take that shade Island Hop right here and put it in my inner corner. And so to do that, I'm just using this little brush. Oh my gosh, y'all. I am obsessed with this. I think that just really makes the look. So you can see how I used those bold colors and it doesn't look too bold. It just gives a little pop of color, and I feel like this is the perfect summer eye look. I am obsessed with this, y'all. Okay, so now for mascara. I have actually really been liking this Essence lash primer. So I wasn't sure about this primer when I used it with that Maybelline mascara, but whenever I use it with my man-eater, I love it. So that's why I want to use my man-eater. Man-eater is just my favorite. It's kind of like Shape Tape. I've tried a bunch, but have to have my Shape Tape. Tried a bunch of mascaras, have to have my man-eater. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it to my lower lashes while that primer is drying. So I was playing around with lip combinations and I came up with this one and I absolutely love it. I know I don't have any pink in my eyes, but I think it really complements the teal, and I don't know, I just love a good pinky nude lipstick for summer, and I think it really completes the look. So I kind of used 3 different lipsticks, which is not necessary, but they are all drugstore. So the first one I tried was by Maybelline. It is the shade Nude Lust number 920, and it was a little bit too nude for me right now since I do have a tan. So I ended up putting the NYX lipstick in the shade Spirit on, which is what I've been wearing a lot lately. It is a really pretty light pink, and then to make it a little bit more nude, which this is what you can skip if you want, I put Shy, also by NYX. I have been loving this shade on top of other shades because it is way too nude for me by itself since I am more tan, but on top of lipsticks I love it. So these are the 3 that I used, but like I said, you do not have to use all 3. You could just do the 2, or you could even do the 1. But here is the completed look. I think it is the perfect summer look, and I'm probably gonna be wearing it a lot now because I love how it turned out, and I know a lot of y'all are probably ready for fall looks and ready for fall now that the 4th is over and all that, but I'm not. I wish it was summer year-round, so that's why I wanted to do this, because I do not want to let summer go. But if you did enjoy this look, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. But I don't have anything else to say except thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video.